Hi everybody, John Cena here and welcome to FunkQuest Season 3 Episode 4 with two brand new funksters stepping up to the plate. Never been on the show before, and if you've never listened to the show before, where have you been for the last, I don't know how many episodes, and maybe I'll give you a quick insight into the rules. FunkQuest is a very simple game. We are looking at, if you're looking at my screen on YouTube, we have 4 icons across the top, 5 rows down the side. If you're listening to Spreaker or iHeartRadio or iTunes or any of those things, you'll have to take my word for it. Funksters take it in turns to pick an icon from each row. The icon will reveal a question which may or may most likely not be related to that icon. They get a minute to tell a story, tell a joke, or maybe even answer the question. And we're after funky insights, things that we didn't know before that we do know now. Just by randomly talking, randomly chewing the fat, whatever you want to call it. We're looking for thoughts, ideas, inspiration, whatever that is, from unexpected sources. And one of these gents is going to go through to the next round, and you can decide which. You should have a piece of paper or a pencil ready at the end, because I'll tell you how to vote and also tell you how you can play FunkQuest yourself at the end of the show. So, with that said, let's get to the show, and we have two brand new funksters. Zach, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Zach. I am from Syracuse, New York, in the great part of upstate New York. Basically, right now I'm working part-time in a deli, but I am hoping to be a broadcaster.
How do you get recruited?
It's a very interesting process. I mean, like, it's a lot of, like, who you know, but also
Right.
what you know, too. Because you can know a lot of people, but if you don't know what you're doing for like television and stuff, you're not going to get very far in it. I mean, I have my bachelor's in broadcasting and, despite COVID and everything, I'm still pushing forward. So
Wayne, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
So I'm Wayne Hamilton. I'm a business consultant, author, and speaker. And I live in London, Ontario, which is about 2 hours from Toronto.
Right, so very simple rules. Who should have to go first? Wayne, we're going to ask to go first. Remember, no swearing, no politics, no religion. And apart from that, say what you want. So you've got a guitar, a motorbike, a waterfall, or some kind of gear thing. Cogs.
Okay, so I'll go with the guitar.
The guitar. Good man. Right, so how do you see yourself physically?
Oh, physically. Well, I see myself being very sexy.
Do you?
But I try to stay fit.
Yeah.
And one of the inspirations for me to stay fit is I always say to myself, okay, if I drink 3 or 4 beers, I have to burn those calories off. So that gives me incentive to go to the gym and burn off those extra calories.
Yeah. How often you drink 3 or 4 beers?
As often as possible.
How many are you allowed to drink? How far would you have to burn? Well, you have to run or walk or cycle to burn 3 beers off, you reckon?
Yeah. So what I do is I like to lift heavy things. So when the gym's open, I lift heavy things that burns off some calories. I do a little bit of running, but I try to limit my beer drinking to social events and weekends.
Weekends, very good. Very
But right
good.
now, every day's a weekend.
It is, yeah. It absolutely is. Yeah, it's a bank holiday.
Yeah.
Zach, question 1, and you can pick this motorbike thing, a waterfall, or a gear.
let's go for the waterfall.
How many times have you moved house?
Oh boy, where do I start?
More than 20.
I don't want to say more than 20, but it's been quite a few times. Basically from the age of I want to say around 3, I've been moving around since then. So about nearly 20 years, at least once every year and a half, I'm always moving around, but I've been able to stay put for the past 3 years. So, but I've moved when I was 5, and then when I was 8, and then 12, and then 14, 15, and 16, and 17. I've moved all those times. And I didn't get to choose when I got to move. So it was always after New Year's Day. It was a week after. We're always moving at the start of the year, start fresh.
Yeah.
I guess the way to do it. But, we get a bunch of snow up here. So I get very traumatized when it's oh, can you help me move this thing? And it's December and there's 2 inches of snow on the ground. So
You find it mentally tiring after doing all that stuff. Exhausting.
it's exhausting when you do it, but it's a really good skill because like now when I like pack a box up, I'm able to just stuff it full of what I need. So
Yeah, never thought about that.
it's like you get very good at Tetris and you get very good at packing boxes.
There you go. Wayne, question 2. You got this kind of Roman helmet thing. Some people on a mountain, some beach huts, and a load of burgers.
Burgers sounds good to me.
Which is better, big parties or small gatherings?
I guess it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but I really like small gatherings more because you can have real conversations with people, get to know what they do. If it's somebody you already know, you get to tell them all your favorite stories again and make up some new ones. So it's small gatherings are my preferred thing.
Yeah. So question 2, and it is Zach to go.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious by the colorful little houses there. So let's do it.
Huts.
The beach hut. There we go.
Curiosity killed the cat and all that.
Yeah, but satisfaction brought it back. So
Which artist? I've never heard that one before. Which artist would you ask to do your portrait? Or if you don't know, or just tell us about an artist.
I've studied quite a few artists and stuff. I mean, in my time in school, but like, it's very tough because like there's so many unique styles. It's hard to just pick one artist and be like, yeah, that's my style the whole time through the portrait. It's really tough because I like abstract art, but I also like the Picasso way of doing stuff, Vince Van Gogh, stuff like that. But I'd be very curious to see what Leonardo da Vinci could do for me. So I think that's going to be the artist.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He's the guy. I mean, like he did the Mona Lisa, he did a few other art pieces, but he's also an inventor. So, I think with a guy who's always thinking outside of his realm and trying to get out of his comfort zone, I think that's the guy you want to do your portrait. He kind of pushed himself in an era where, pushing yourself was encouraged, but not everybody did it. So,
but I can't imagine from that period in time. I don't know. I'm going to invent an helicopter, and his wife says, "Okay, right, get on with it then." Right. I mean, that must have been a conversation that cropped up.
Very interesting conversation. He's like, I'm going to build a thing. Yep. It's going to go up in the sky. What? And it's going to fly over there. And it's like, huh?
We do tend to alternate who goes first. So Zach, I'm going to ask you to go first on question 3. You've got a squirrel, a car, a little action figure, or a girl kind of dancing.
I've been kind of running down the third row, so I'll go for the squirrel in this one.
Which magician impressed you most?
That's another good one. You're really like digging at the brain here because like I haven't seen a magic show in like years. Because I remember the whole Chris Angel hype going all around. Like he's doing like the most extreme stuff, and that really got him quite the traction going. But I don't know what happened to him after 2010. I don't know where he is or what he's doing now or whatever.
What's his name? Chris Angel.
I think it was Chris Angel or something like that.
What was his kind of genre? Was it all this? Wait,
he was. I would call pushing it to the extreme. Not like an extremist magician, but he did stunts that really just kind of push people's limits. Not like imagination, but their limits on what they can tolerate and stuff.
What, pain?
Well, it's like pain and stuff, but it's also
just dark.
It's just dark. He's like dark magic, and yeah. I am impressed though. He has to have a high pain tolerance for all he does.
Wayne, have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, he was pretty big here. He had a big Vegas show for a while. Yeah, and he had a TV show, I think.
That's where I remember him from. It's the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wayne. I think question 3.
So question 3, I like the car. I like the girl, but I like the car too.
Yeah,
let's go with the car.
Which TV series have you binged on?
Before the COVID started, I didn't watch a lot of stuff. But since COVID started, I've been binging a bunch of things. So the one I'm on right now currently is Dark, and I'm in the 3rd season of Dark, and it's just like blowing my mind. It's so crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard of the show Dark.
No.
But it's about time travel. So it starts out with a missing kid. And it's in a small community in Germany, and it's like a Pandora's box. Everything and everybody's intertwined, and the writing is excellent. The filming is excellent, and it really gets your brain. It reminds me of Lost. It's like Lost, but better. You never seen Lost? Okay.
Yeah.
So Lost was another one of those really mess with your mind type of show.
Wayne, question 4. You got Central London skyline, you got some bricks, you got Sydney Opera House, and you got a kids' playground.
I'll go with the. Let's take a chance. Let's go with the Opera House.
Sydney Opera House. Good. Apart from on this show, when did your mind go blank?
When did my mind go blank? Usually when I'm driving. So I'll be driving and listening to music or listening to a podcast, and sometimes you forget where you are. Like I'll forget where I am, and was I supposed to turn back there, or is my turn coming up? And I do a lot of traveling in what I do, so it's not a convenient thing. And once you realize I haven't been paying attention, I've been in the zone, I got to figure out where I am and where I got to go, because usually I'm in a city that I haven't been in before.
But you're just following a sat nav. Is that the?
Yeah, so I'll have a GPS.
Yeah.
And but I'm listening to it, so I'm not paying attention all the time. Or the GPS doesn't talk to you for a while because you have to drive a while before you got to do the next thing.
Yeah.
And then it'll talk to you, kind of shock you, and it's like, oh, where am I? What am I doing?
we were once stuck in traffic, and you're kind of crawling along at kind of 2 miles an hour or something. And we got the GPS on, but we'd forgot about it, and it had gone to sleep. And we'd obviously gone over like a trigger point, and she wakes up and says, in 5 miles, turn left. And we think, what? It was almost like a shock that we forgot about it because we're crawling along. Next question, which is question 4, and Zach.
All right.
Let's
see, he just did the Opera House, so I'm thinking.
Thinking.
Let's go with the Mega Blocks.
When do you have to complain about the service?
Oh, man. I think...
They might be listening.
They might be. I hope they're listening, because if I'm complaining about the service, I hope you're listening to me.
Yeah, you got about 40 seconds.
Let me give a little background. I'm a very easygoing guy, so if there's like 1 or 2 mistakes, I'm like, it's all right. Mistakes happen. We're all human. But I remember when I think I was 17 or 18. It was one of the first times I was able to kind of go out without my parents being around and go with my friends. We went to this diner that was not too far from our school, and our server just did not care. She was an older woman and did not care what we thought as like teenagers and stuff. And it got to a point where she started to talk back to us. We weren't rude or anything. We were oh, can we do this instead of this? Can I have this instead of this? Can we we're just asking questions and stuff because we're not used to going out. But it got to a point where she started bad-lipping us to the point where I had to go to like the head hostess and be like, hey, this person is me, a 17-year-old who's super anxious to be out anyways. The waitress you gave us, none of us like her. She doesn't like us back. We're not tipping. We're just like paying and leaving.
Take a bit of guts to do that age.
And I was there. They're like, hey, you do debate club. You go talk to the head hostess. There was no drawing straws or anything. It was just, hey, you know how to talk to people. Go do it. And I'm going, great. Thanks, guys.
Both on question 4. Question 5, Zach, we'll have you to go first. We've got a treasure chest. We've got some kind of nebula. We've got a battleship and a water pistol.
Oh, boy. Let's go for the water pistol.
Have you ever starred in a school play?
No, I haven't. I wasn't a theater kid when I was in high school or anything like that. I was actually, I played American football in high school. And then when I got into community college, I did radio. And then when I got to my 4-year university, I did television. Yeah. So I've never starred in a school play, but I've done like acting stuff for short films.
Tell us about student radio then. How's that?
Student radio is I think it's a really good experience for people, even if you aren't going to go into like radio and stuff like that, because it's just fun. You play good music. Like you can't be so wound up tight and go to like a college radio station because, college radio stations are supposed to be fun, encouraging, and it's supposed to be a learning environment for everyone. So if you go in there kind of wound up really tight and, you're kind of being a jerk to everyone about it, it's not fun. You shouldn't be there, it should be fun and relaxing.
I suppose if something goes wrong, well, who cares kind of thing. Yeah. Good. And final question, Wayne, question 5.
So let's go with the Nebula.
The Nebula. Who is always late?
So I don't know if you ever seen the show The Amazing Race, where two couples have to race around the world, but me and my wife are always joking that we would never win that show. We wouldn't even make it past the first leg because even when we're trying to be on time, we seem to be late. Like if we can make it to an event and we're only half an hour late, we feel like we've done well.
Bonus.
And we plan, like if we got to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, we start getting ready at like 12, and it still seems to be a struggle. Sometimes we're not leaving till 3 o'clock and we're already supposed to be there. What
do you find to do?
So I'm always ready. It's so I have like two daughters. So there's 6 of us in the house. There's 2 boys, two daughters, and me and my wife. And it's the girls. The girls take forever to do everything, and they get distracted.
If anybody could invent the cure for getting teenagers and young women to be ready on time, then get in touch because we could help you. We've got millions of customers for it.
Yeah.
So,
I have one solution. You just tell them an earlier time, and it seems to work out. So you just keep pushing the time until they get it right.
It'll work for a bit, though. Then they'll suss it, won't they?
As long as you stand strong and be like, no, we have to leave at this time, they'll be fine. They'll be ready by when you want them to. So
we've all had 5 questions. So who won? Well, I don't know because some very funky answers there. And so you can vote, listener, to who you want to go through to the next round, and it's very easy. All you need to do is go to FunkyThinkers.com, find this episode page, scroll down to the bottom, leave a comment with whose name you want to vote for, and maybe a reason why. That'd be cool. It must be on FunkyThinkers.com. Do not leave it on YouTube or Facebook or Spreaker or any of those other things that we might be listening to us on. You've got to find the post on FunkyThinkers.com. Remember I said that you can play FunkQuest yourself. If you go to FunkyThinkers.com, click on the buttons, you can be playing on this board today with your friends and family. It goes absolute gangbusters over Zoom and stuff like that. And if you really think you are funky enough, find the FunkQuest page and you can apply to be on just like these guys have. So, gents, thank you for being on the show. Zach, how can we contact you and find out more about you and maybe give you a job?
I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, so I'm there too, but I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, so you could find me on those pages as well. It's going to be Haines_Kaz, K-A-Z for Instagram, and then I have a Twitter set up where it's just at Zakary Haines TV.
Excellent. And Wayne, how can we contact you and find out more about you?
So a lot of people connect with me on Instagram. It's w.t.hamilton on Instagram. Also, yourinvinciblepower.com. You can check out a bunch of my stuff there. Those are the 2 places mainly. I do Twitter as well. They have like a one-chapter book thing on Twitter. But you can usually find all my links through Instagram.
Excellent. Gents, thank you so much for being on the show, and we will see one of you in the next round. Thanks so much, and speak soon.
All right.
Sounds
all right,
good.
thanks. It was good.
Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much and take care.